Hey guys, my name is J-Tang and I play Eternal Return. This will be a short, one-take video throughout my ER journey and how I became an Eternal Return Challenger Series champion. So for a little bit of lore about myself, I've always been a fan of video games ever since I was young. My parents got me a laptop and I played lots of Minecraft, Roblox, MapleStory, Toho Project, and a bunch of other Flash games. And then one day I was shown League of Legends by some friends in Season 2. So I like the game a lot, and then I'm a pretty competitive guy. I ended up hitting Diamond in Season 4 at 14 years old, and eventually Masters in Season 9. And that was a season where being Masters meant you're very good at the game, and I was facing like LCS level players. But I eventually fell out of the game as I've been playing for just so long of a time, and it stopped bringing me joy. I realized I was spending too much time on a game that evolved beyond what I enjoyed, as the meta and gameplay patterns changed towards like just preparing and waiting for objective spawns, and less of the combat and actual micro mechanics mattered less in the grand scheme of the game. So while I was gradually playing less League of Legends, one day I ended up watching FemiNight's stream where she was playing Eternal Return, and I just instantly loved the concept and Battle Royale gameplay. So I decided to pick it up in early access and started playing Cicella because she was really fun, versatile, and had plenty of creative ways to outplay enemies, and I just ended up sticking with her. I've been playing and practicing her since then. Nowadays, I can confidently say I'm the best Cicella in North America. Hopefully someday, I can play my Cicella against the rest of the world as well. In regards to ERCS, I first started playing when ERCS asked me if I wanted to join him and Dylan in Season 2. And we have found initial success throughout the season after landing on our Cicella Leon Sua comp. However, we weren't able to transfer that success into the finals as our engages stopped working and our neutral game was weak. Like, we couldn't find any picks or fight back against the teams in the finals. But it was a great first experience for me and the team. And now in Season 3, we invite all-out attack to the team, and I leave Cicella behind for more of a supportive role, playing Priya and Lenny, and just basically buffing up and keeping their Sua and Kenneth alive and just completely dominating the circuit, to the point where we were faced with target bans and other teams even started copying the concept of our deathball comp. We actually did pretty well in finals for that day, but sadly we weren't able to win it out as we were forced to fight our worst matchup in the final zone right after beating No Flame. And it was a great season, honestly, but people actually gave me a lot of flack for like a tweet I did after the tournament, and they were implying that I was like, oh, flaming my team and completely blowing things out of proportion, saying like I made all their attack with the game or something. But little do they know, he still plays, we're still very tight, we message every once in a while. He's actually moving to my city so we can hang out soon. And after that, in Season 4, when I was brought into Team Baja Blasters. In Season 5, I joined back with Trigger, and we actually bring Galazor to the team and tried out many different things, many different comps. I experimented with Cicella, Vanya, Adriana even, but nothing was working. Like, I couldn't find a way to complement Galazor's Abigail. I couldn't find a way to be useful with the characters I played. So I figured I would take a step back and sub myself out for the season, and then Mage Power and his Alex could hopefully get better results. Trigger did end up making finals, which was nice, and I was watching that. I was studying the game, what I could do to become a better player for my teams. But to be honest, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to play next season, because I've been long considering transitioning to a caster for a while at this point, because I enjoyed casting Basan's Lumia Lock events and some other events from our communities. But at the end of the day, when Dylan asked me to join back for Season 6 on Team Trigger, promising to create a team around me, my competitive spirit revitalized itself. How could I refuse? Like, I'm still competitive and I still want to win. So I rejoined while Galazor went to play Teamfight Tactics. At the start, we played around with Nikki and Rossi, but landed on the winning team composition of Leon, Cicella, and Rio. It was perfect because we had plenty of damage, poke, engage, and peel. So it was a very solid team comp where the only real problem we have is that we're very squishy and we can blow up pretty easily, which shouldn't matter if we play well and have good hands. After experimenting with builds, I ended up building Scotty every game, as we had plenty of damage already, and the slow from Scotty helped our team find picks, helped them in appeal, and was just annoying in general for teams to play around, which was really crucial for our team. We cruised straight through the circuit to finals as the top seed, and we're confident. There were two big teams that stood in our way, however. No Flame brought Jas onto the team this season with his Alex and Elena, and his flanks and engage patterns were very dangerous for us to navigate. But thankfully, throughout the course of the tournament, we were able to win around half of the fights against No Flame. Sadly, the problem is that when we lose fights against them, we're bound to get team wiped because they have so much mobility and chase that we're usually just going to get terminated off that. And on the other hand, we have someone even stronger this season, which was Mole Divers, and they were an unstoppable team comp that almost no other team could get an upper hand on because of so many ways to nullify damage and dive, and they were just so tanky even when they did take damage. So they were definitely the team to beat this season because I was very shook whenever I played against them. I felt like we didn't have any answers for them. And with their Tazia and Nikki Priya comp, they were just completely steamrolling their side of their group and every game they played. One thing I want to point out is that right before ERCS started, like on the same day we had scrims, and we ended up losing to the Mole Divers who were playing like a Shoichi comp, which was really unmotivating for us. I was so tilted because we were all performing or underperforming considerably throughout the whole scrim. Like the voice call was really dim, depressing. We were thinking of what to do. Like maybe we summon Galazor or try like a different comp with Mai or something. But thankfully, when the finals started, a few hours later, we got our groove on and we stuck with the same comp, the Rio Cicella Leon. And we actually found lots of success, winning the first two games against not the first two, but 2 games against No Flame, and also a second place against them, which instantly brought us to Checkpoint to win the tournaments. And of course, No Flame and Mole Divers joined us at Checkpoint as well. And what sucked is that with Checkpoint, that means that we have targets on our backs, and people are going to try to deny us a win. Many teams had such strong engage like Bianca, Nikki, and Marcus, plenty of other dangerous characters to look out for us. And there's this moment in Police Station, the final 2 zones, where we're staring down No Flame, and they lost Jas because we beat them earlier. But unfortunately, there were 3 other teams in the area, and we end up losing that game despite being the strongest team in the lobby, which really sucked for us, but like we shook it off. And in the final game, we were able to make it to the final zone after beating a team in Pond, but Mole Divers was waiting for us in Hospital, which meant either Team Trigger or Team Mole Divers were going to be ERCS champions. And when I realized this, many things ran through my head at the same time. Like I could feel every movement in my hands, and I just had to push all that aside and focus on the gameplay. Like I could feel my breath, I could feel my eyes moving, so I just had to completely lock in and just zone everything else except for the gameplay. When we entered Hospital, it was like such a bad spot for us because we were stuck on the bottom left side of the map. But eventually, I landed a hook and got some good damage off, and the Mole Divers, I think they made a mistake here. They gave up a lot of space, moved back into the final zone area, because we were cornered otherwise, and we definitely couldn't force our way through. We were actually running low on resources, like our cams were low, our food was low. Dylan asked me for food right before the fight started, so I had to drop like 2 pieces of food I had, and that was like the only food I ever had. So I had to buy fried chicken right before facing the final fights, and it felt pretty desperate. Like we had to force our way in, we didn't have much going for us, and they were definitely like a team that was our worst matchup. And I couldn't land any good poke, I couldn't land any good hooks because of Tazia, Priya, and Nikki parries. But SnipyOCE, actually, a good friend of mine, has made a video about the final moments of the fight. So please check out his video, but also go in depth, like talking about it as well, where the Nikki ults the Dylan, which encourages the team to follow up, but thankfully ERCS has the perfect peel ultimate to make space, hitting both of the other 2 members, and Dylan is basically able to solo kill the Nikki, so that's exactly what we wanted from that fight. Our team win condition was fulfilled, and then after that, we're just playing cleanup, and once the final Mole Diver went down, I had probably one of the best celebrations of my life so far, and it was such a rewarding feeling beating every other team who competed in the season and claiming the crown. And after winning ERCS, we had the winner's interview, and when it came down to my section of the interview, they showed the picture of me dying in school 3 times in a row in like the group stages. and also the Rimrinth Rosby 1v3 outplay with the Snippy cinematic. And I didn't see this before, but it's a cinematic where she executes me in the head, cold blood. And it was funny, but that was a great time. I was experiencing like the joy, the euphoria of winning ERCS for like a week after. I went on to talk about this later that night, post stream celebration, and I was letting out all my emotions there. And if I knew starting from season 2 that I would eventually win in season 6, I would do everything all over again, including all the losses that we took throughout the seasons. And even if I don't ever win another ERCS, I will always be proud to know I was part of the best team in North America at some point, and prove myself as a player. That being said, the Eternal Return Season 7 finals are tomorrow. Please cheer on Team Trigger as we fight to win this one too, to solidify our legacy. I have a few other Eternal Return videos on my channel, a Sicela montage, and also a video breaking down my mindset while playing Sicela. I plan on doing much more video content in the future as well. So check out the rest of my YouTube channel, as well as my Twitch channel, because I do stream plenty of ranked games and can answer any questions there. Once again, my name is J-Tang, an Eternal Return Challenger Series champion, and I'll see you around.
They look so good.